Welcome to day 2 of Single on Purpose 90 Days of Reflections. Yesterday, I kicked this off by sharing why this journey matters. Today, I want to take you back to a story from my teenage years, just a couple minutes ago. A story about my friendship with Sophia, her engagement, and one question that just wouldn't leave me alone. And I quote, "One of the things we talked about a lot was Sophia and her boyfriend and eventual fiance. She had been dating Kevin for 2 years when we became friends. I think he proposed the summer before her senior year and she accepted. Their families knew each other. They were from a small town where everyone knew them. And it was the expected next step in romance. They planned to marry the summer after her graduation. For her whole senior year, she was planning this huge church wedding. At lunch and recess, we would discuss the plans, look at colors, pick dresses, and detail after detail. However, throughout all the plans, giggles, and hoopla, something inside me was unsettled, maybe even leaning toward anxiety. That alert, which I now understand is a red flag, was flying all over this union. I felt an almost overwhelming desire to ask just one question. Do you want to marry Kevin, or do you feel you have to because everyone expects it? That question plagued me the whole year. It harassed me with its simplicity and yet profound complexity. I was not oblivious to the layers of consequences and emotions that could be uncovered if that question was verbalized. Even at 17, I knew how critical that question could be for Sophia, Kevin, their families, and even the whole town. It was not something to ask casually. It was not a question. It was the question. If Sophia's answer was anything other than "I am totally in love with him and want to spend the rest of my life with him," then that question could be emotionally, financially, and relationally cataclysmic. End quote. So, what's our nugget of the day? Sometimes the most life-changing thing you can do is ask yourself the hard question. Sophia's story reminds us that love isn't just about timing, family expectations, or what makes sense on paper. Before you say yes to anyone, you need to be sure your yes is coming from conviction, not pressure. And that pressure can be external, but it also can be internal, some trying to escape singleness. We'll talk about that later. So if this resonated with you, I want you to share in the comments a hard question you have avoided and the outcomes of that, or that you chose to answer and the outcome of that. Then follow along for the rest of this 90-day journey and bring some friends by subscribing, liking, sharing, all of the things. And if you want to know exactly when my book, Single on Purpose, Embracing the Life You Have, Preparing for the Love You Want, is released, DM me the word purpose. Until next time, remember, you're not just single, you're single on purpose.